I told you guys, man. As you get closer to the NBA trade deadline, things are going to start to happen. Teams are going to get desperate. Teams are going to start to make offers. Daryl Morey is eventually going to come down on his price for Ben Simmons. Then we just got a drop today from the NBA Central, and it'll probably be posted by everyone else on the internet that posts the same rumors every day. But an offer from the Detroit Pistons that the Sixers reportedly turned down, and this isn't the offer we're looking for, so that's why they turned it down. But it gives me hope. Something is about to happen.
Welcome to Run It Back Philly. DJ Eastwood doesn't need your motherfucking intro.
What is good, my people? You know the drill. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. DJ Eastwood, Run It Back Philly, man. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new. Hit the like button on this video. Help me get back in that YouTube algorithm, man. Let's go ahead and talk about, and turn your post notifications on. Because ever since I got back on YouTube, something happened with the post notifications. People aren't getting the notifications, man. So go make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss a single drop from your boy on Run It Back Philly. All right, man. Check it out. The Detroit Pistons included Jeremy Grant in a huge offer for Ben Simmons. This gives me hope for a couple of reasons. Well, let's just read it first. The Pistons package of Grant, Saddiq Bey, Kelly Olynyk, and a first-round pick, for example, was not met with much enthusiasm by Philadelphia brass. And I have no problem with the Philadelphia 76ers turning this offer down, and I'm going to talk about what all the problems are with that package. But this gives me hope because I don't think Ben Simmons has any trade value at all. And we said teams are going to get desperate as we get toward the trade deadline. Teams that are bad, teams that are underperforming are going to start to make offers. They're going to overpay for Ben Simmons. If you can sell him on his ability, on his potential, maybe you can just blame Philadelphia fans for everything and say he just doesn't want to go back to Philly because they're big meanies. So maybe, he would help our franchise. You're going to get those teams, the Sacramento Kings, the Detroit Pistons, etc., who are going to get desperate, who are going to make offers, who are going to overpay for Ben Simmons simply because their franchise is going nowhere, and they're going to look at his intangibles and say, look, he was a 3-time All-Star. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA. He's an amazing facilitator. Yeah, he doesn't shoot the ball, but maybe we could put shooters around and maybe we can do a better job than they did in Philadelphia. And you can look at it like this, too, if you're one of those franchises. Maybe he just really doesn't fit alongside Joel Embiid, and maybe he'll be better with our franchise if we center the offense around him and put shooters around him instead of a big post-dominant center. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of other teams and why they might want Ben Simmons. I think he's worth dog shit. I don't think he's worth anything. He's a quitter. He's a fraud. He flops in the playoffs. He's going to hurt your team more than help your team when the pressure mounts the highest. But we don't need to tell that to those teams. Those teams don't need to know that. They don't watch this YouTube channel. I hope not. So hopefully, and I think this is a good sign that struggling teams who are going nowhere and have nothing to talk about in their city are going to overpay for Ben Simmons. It gives me hope, and this is just step number one as we get closer to the trade deadline. This makes me feel great. Now, as far as the actual package that they offered, Jeremy Grant, Saddiq Bey, Kelly Olynyk, and a first-round pick, it sounds like a lot, and it really is, especially when you're throwing in a first-round pick. So they're offering a 20-point-per-game scorer and a first-round pick for Ben Simmons. That makes me very happy. The problem with the package is we're not interested in Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant is not what we need. He's not. He's not what we need at all. The main issue with this offer is Tobias Harris, the guy that I've been slandering now for a couple of weeks ever since he started to play like an absolute fraud. Last night he had 7 points and fouled out in 31 minutes. He finished an entire basketball game with 1 rebound. The guy is not helping us at all. But the problem with this trade package is that Jeremy Grant basically is Tobias Harris. And you look at his stats here. He's averaging 20.1 points per game this year with the Detroit Pistons, 4 rebounds per game, and 2.6 assists per game. I just had a conversation with somebody a couple of minutes ago about how we overpaid Tobias Harris because of one good season in Detroit. It just so happens Jeremy Grant is in Detroit, has been overpaid by Detroit, and has the same level of inflated numbers that Tobias Harris had in Detroit because they're a bad team. They're a bad team. Now, Jeremy Grant, I love the guy. He came from the Sixers, a process player. It's great to see him averaging 20 points per game, but don't overvalue this because he's on the Detroit Pistons. Right? And if the Pistons can match up Ben Simmons, team up Ben Simmons and Cade Cunningham, that might be a good thing for them, honestly. But this isn't a good enough offer. The main reason is Tobias Harris. You can't put Jeremy Grant and Tobias Harris on the floor with Joel Embiid. You just can't do it. He's a 33% three-point shooter. He's not going to spread the floor any better than Tobias Harris spreads the floor, which isn't good enough for Joel Embiid at this rate anyway. So really, I would like to get rid of Tobias Harris and put more ball-handling shooters on the floor and space the floor even better. With this package, you would be not only not getting rid of Tobias Harris yet, but you're adding another player that's a ball-dominant guy who's not a great three-point shooter. It just doesn't make sense for the Philadelphia 76ers. So I'm not mad that Daryl Morey turned down this offer. I'm not. But it gives me hope. It gives me hope that teams are going to start to make offers for Ben Simmons. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Now, if you make this trade, which they turned it down, fine, whatever. They're going to... If this is the best offer when the trade deadline approaches, like 11:59 or 3 p.m., whatever, a minute before the trade deadline, if this is the best offer and you think you can get rid of Tobias Harris, maybe you take this. Maybe you take this because you might end up, we don't see if the first-round pick is protected or not or whatever, but the Pistons still might be bad with Ben Simmons on the team. So maybe you get a really good first-round pick out of the deal too. But if the trade deadline comes around and this is the best offer, and you feel like you can move Tobias Harris, maybe you attach this first-round pick that the Detroit Pistons give you to get somebody to take Tobias Harris. I'm just saying you can't put Tobias Harris and Jeremy Grant on the floor together with Joel Embiid. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm not mad that they turned this down. But it gives me hope as you get closer to the trade deadline. Teams are going to start to make offers. The Cleveland Cavaliers are going to start to make offers. The Sacramento Kings are going to start to make offers. A lot of teams are going to start to make offers, and Daryl Morey is going to make something happen. People keep telling me it's not going to happen at the trade deadline. People keep telling me it's going past the trade deadline. We're screwed. It's going to last until the offseason. It's going to last until next season. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Daryl Morey's stupid. I think he sees Joel Embiid's level of play right now. I think he wants to take advantage of it. He's just waiting for the best offer, and he knows desperate teams, underperforming teams, are going to make offers for Ben Simmons as we get closer to the trade deadline. This is just one example, but I'm not mad they didn't accept it. You can't put Jeremy Grant and Tobias Harris on the floor together. But if this is the best offer when the trade deadline comes around and you can get rid of Tobias Harris, I'll take Jeremy Grant over Tobias. That still doesn't make you a championship level team. This team needs a facilitating point guard, a veteran point guard, a scoring wing. We need bench help. We need a whole lot of things. So I'm not mad they turned this down. But this makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. You guys tell me what you think about this trade offer. Should the Sixers should Daryl Morey have accepted this trade? What do you think, man? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Run it back, Philly. We're back in business, man. And I don't need your motherfucking intro. Peace.